I just got back from the desert. Okay, I survived these crusty, crispy, crunchy, dusty old dentist mountains. I don't even know what I'm doing, but listen, I just hiked it and I filmed it. I've been doing Patreon vlogs, okay? Vlogging around the city. Now, speaking of Patreon, I'm about to go on to a date, all right? I'm going on a date, and I'm taking you guys with me, and I'm going to be recording it. The first part's going to be in a restaurant. Now, this is something that won't be going on to YouTube because I don't want my date on YouTube. There's copyright music, the lighting's not controlled, there's a lot of distractions, so I'm going to be reserving a special table, and I'm going to be bringing you with me, and I'm going to be recording it on my Patreon for my mukbang. It's the lowest tier, so I thought I'd mention that because a lot of people have been coming over, and people have been really, really impressed with my Patreon. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I post all the time there. We have like hundreds of videos at this point. So yeah, I'm going out to eat. I'm going to bring you with me some little candlelit dinner. And we're doing collabs on Patreon as well that won't be on YouTube. Actually, someone just told me today that they're flying in. So if you want to keep up to date with my life and see a lot of the behind the scenes of Cambodianese, come over to Patreon and support my channel, please. It really does mean a lot. My third channel, my second channel are all basically demonetized. They have the lowest CPMs on planet Earth. So this helps to keep these mukbangs, these daily efforts continuing, to keep the snowball, the ball rolling. And also you get a lot of fun stuff out of it. So just thought I'd say that. Come out onto a date with me. Click the link down below if you're interested, and you have to be a grown-up to watch me there. Okay, bye. Let's go to White Castle. I'm very upset. Let me tell you why I'm upset. I feel like a peasant having to fetch my own food like a dog. First and foremost, why do I have to go out and get the food, They don't do Uber Eats all the way up to downtown, so I had to get in the car and drive all the way here. Now, there is a White Castle by the little place that I just went, the Hardtack Grill. But they don't have a drive-thru, so I have to go at a parking spot, pay for parking, get out of the car, walk, no. Oops, excuse me, I don't want to crash.
Use the second from the left lane to turn left.
Okay, we're almost there.
Turn right.
I heard you. So, well, I also feel like a peasant because I had to drive all the way to the library because my internet stopped working. So I can make a video for you and upload the video for you. No one respects my hustle. Really? They don't understand. I had to sit in the library and listen to this loudmouth lady who, by the way, her mask was like this. Just disrespectful. Ugh, just so disgusting. She came in here and she started shouting, she started telling me to do stuff. I'm like, I didn't say anything to her. I was very quiet. I'm like, you don't want to provoke people like that. Those types of people go to jail and all their families in jail. Just saying.
Turn right, then sharp right.
Ugh, you have attitude like that girl, that racist girl who threw that thing in that guy's face. No, she took off his mask. She took off his mask and snatched his phone when he asked her to get out of his property because she refused to wear a mask, and then she coughed and hit her face. I hope she gets charged and sent to the jail. She wants to be so cool and so tough and so gangster.
Your destination is on the right.
Go rot in jail with everyone else that's so misbehaving. Like, it's not cool to hurt innocent people. It's just not. And so anyways, at the library, this woman came in and she was just nasty. And I'm like a peasant having to upload my YouTube video and having this lady. Now, if there's no one behind me, no, there's not. So I'm gonna take my time and look at this menu. Now, last time we came to, there's only like 2 White Castles here. I'm sorry, my brain's all over the place. Yes, the guy, what was his name? He's Indian, Southwest Asian. I think that's a more polite way of saying Indian, or maybe it's an Indian mix. Oh, are they in line? They are in line, okay. So we'll decide together, I guess. So I have to do a story time for you and your ungrateful butt. Okay. Well, let's decide. So, oh, the breakfast slider was amazing. So this is my second time. Oh, there's that copyright music again. So we're just gonna like pull this up just kind of like this. I'm gonna keep it really close to me and keep on talking. Man, why they gotta be blasting classical music like this? So I'm gonna want a crave cake, a crave 10 sliders. Yeah, let's do 10 sliders. Should I do the whole case, or I don't need that much? Hi, so I made my order. My camera died right when I was making my order, so I had to change the battery, but I'm still here. Hi. So the thing's up because there's classical music blasting, which I love classical music. Then we're just gonna wait for them to take my card. It came out to $50, but you know what? I love White Castle, and I've never. Oh, I look so cute when I look so cute right now, don't you think? Okay, so there's a million things on my mind. Yeah, the library incident. So yes, let me try to be more focused because I was driving. So I paid for a high package, high speed internet at the hotel. Now let me say, this is the biggest difficulty of traveling and posting daily, on top of the fact that my videos are like 40 minutes long. You know, the average YouTube video is 5 to 8 minutes. Yeah, look it up, you can Google. The average YouTube video is 5 to 8 minutes. Mine's like 48 minutes, 45 minutes, sometimes an hour. Okay, so it's like trying to upload, you know, shoot, do the math, 7 videos to this slow, it's very embarrassing. South Korea has better connectivity, better speeds and everything. Oh. Hi. Attitude. Well, I guess that's the culture here. Reminds me of Popeyes. Popeyes and Checkers, Attitude Express. I will be sitting here and checking everything before I leave. My goodness gracious. I could tell when he was taking my order too. It's just like, he doesn't want to be here. I get it, but a job is a job. It's spelled J-O-B for a reason, honey. You know, I had lots of them growing up, and you do your best and forget the rest. You don't sit there and huff and puff, okay? Now, let me huff and puff about my job. So the internet, I paid for the best. Well, here's the thing. I still do a good job. I will drop everything to make sure you get your video. I went to the library, okay? Me and a library, I couldn't believe it. Yes, I had to waddle my penguin butt all up in there. And so anyways, it's just so embarrassing. The United States has terrible internet. Every time I travel, it's just such a problem. And you know, they do have like the Marriott has this ooh. Thank you. Can I have the receipt, please? You're welcome. Thank you. He literally gave me a death glare. Like, what did I do to you? See what I mean? In life, I get there's a lot going on in life where people have the advantage. People are born into wealth. There's prejudice, there's discrimination, there's racism. I get it. But at the end of the day, you need to take accountability sometimes for what you do in the world and how much energy you put in. Some people just drop it on and say, you know, F it, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna do the bare minimum. And you know what? It'll reflect. And okay. He just looked at me and walked away. Okay, this is I feel like I'm at Popeyes. So anyways, I went to the library. The connectivity was really going slow in the hotel, even though I paid for the premium. So long story short, I get to the library and they have 20 up and 20 down, which means it took over an hour and a half for my YouTube video to upload. An hour and a half. So I just had to sit there for an hour and a half. And you know what I mean? I went to Thailand and the internet was faster in Thailand. It's even back in Orlando. Thank you. Thank you. Why am I getting death glares? There's no like, you're welcome. Like, it just makes me uncomfortable. You know what I mean? So, thank you. Thank you. Is this everything? It just makes me so uncomfortable, and if it wasn't for YouTube, where people are wanting to see me try variety, I would never give my money here. You know what I mean? This is why Chick-fil-A is superior in fast food in every way. In every way. So, and you know what, that literally proves what I'm trying to say to people. That what you put in, you get out of it in life in so many ways. In so many ways. Like that amazing cashier at the Taco Bell in Orlando that I literally was moved to call the manager to tell them just how great of a job she's doing, and she deserves more money. She deserves more money. And you know what? Maybe she got promoted. Maybe she became assistant manager. Maybe she got a job somewhere else. And Taco Bell was her practice, her way of practicing to speak to people with kindness. I'm just so, human beings really disgust me, and they make me so angry. But you know what? I did the job. I drove 20 minutes to a library, 25 minutes, got in, sat there for an hour and a half, got out. Now I'm here because this was nearby. So let's do the check. Oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on. There's a lot of, okay, let's check it. 2 onions, check. 2 chickens, 2 fries, 2 mozzarella sticks. Oh, that's the cheese fries, excuse me. Here are the 2 French fries. And here are the 10 sandwiches. I try to make it simple, you know. Okay, everything's here. I forgot to ask for ranch or barbecue, but there's a line, and you know what? I'm just not in a mood today. No, I'm not. So I'm gonna go straight back. Let's see if there's a line still. I kind of want barbecue. I do have. The sun, can I also mention too, the sun stings. It's like 65 degrees here, but the sun physically hurts. It feels like I'm being pierced into my skin. I mean, I'm very white. I'm like glowing. Eastern European. Oh yeah, look at all those people. Yeah, no. All right, let me put on my GPS to go home. Wait a minute, let me pull in here to make sure. Let me go right here, actually. It stings. I don't know if we're in that, what's it called? Solar flare, solar recession, solar gain, something. It hurts physically. Now, my diet's bad, so antioxidants kind of help with absorbing or dealing with. But okay, goodbye. Hi, I'm here, and you know what I just realized? No napkins, no fork for the cheese fries, no straws for the drink, and no thank you for giving me your money and service. 0 zippity dop. And I'm sorry, you can hear the AC. It's your turn. There we go. No thank you, no welcome, no how are you, no here you go, no straws, no fork, no napkins. I'm calling the manager at the restaurant. Don't worry, don't you worry. We're gonna speak to somebody. It just made it feel so uncomfortable. Listen, I worked in fast food, I worked in restaurants. I'm sorry, but you were the face of a company. I did nothing to it's just wrong. It's just wrong. What is going on over here? I'm gonna try calling one more time, sorry. Just while it's on my mind. Incompetence, rudeness, and just, I mean, come on. You're just, napkins in a straw. I mean, that's the first thing you do when you give someone a drink. Listen, I worked at Burger King. This is not rocket science. So they're not gonna pick up, which is normal for fast food anyway, but I'll write a letter to the CEO. All right, so we got cheeseburgers galore. Now, unfortunately for me, White Castle, well, fortunately for me, White Castle is so delicious. I mean, oh my gosh, have you ever had White Castle? It's so good, and they're little building blocks to make up a little castle. So cute, so cute. This one kind of fell out. Now, don't you worry, I put it back in. Don't you worry, honey. I got you all set. Okay, we're gonna go like this and put this in the middle. Go like this, put this in the middle. All right, we got lots of sauces, so ketchup, lots of ketchup. Okay, that's nice. We got some French fries. Ooh, these are very good. I'm sorry, I'm in a bad mood again. The lady at the library, it just makes me so sad for humanity. I'm thinking like, well, I'll tell you what she did. I'll tell you. I know I'm all over the place. My mind is so sickened by those girls, what they did to that cab driver. I'm about to donate $100. I invite you all to do the same. I'm moved by stuff like this. Racism has no place in this country. Really? You're really gonna, you know, degrade a human being because he's Southwest Asian? And meanwhile, you're sitting next to two black girls. You think it would have thought, I don't like when people are prejudiced against me. Maybe I shouldn't make this person feel less than human because of the color of his skin. Maybe I shouldn't do that either. Like, oh. And the news is not even mentioning that. They're just like, but you know dang well if that was a girl driver who got assaulted and attacked, had her property damaged, and by the way, that would, oh, of course, if it were the other way around, they would be, the boys would be arrested. It's like that girl that tackled that black boy in the hotel because she thought he stole her phone. You know dang well if that was the other way around, different genders, different races, boom. It would, I don't know. I think it's just wrong. The double standards of society, it's wrong. Do you know that story? I don't know what ever happened to that girl. Was she indicted? Did she get a summons to the court? I don't know. I think she did. I don't know if they have a case or what, but it's just entitled people who think they're above everyone else. They're so much better. Just makes me upset. And I know I can play Karen for some clicks on YouTube, but I work hard. I show up every day. I don't even have a day off, you know, and yes, I'm eating, but what goes behind putting this on the internet involves many hours, a lot of time, and a lot of effort, and no social life, okay? Okay, just saying, all right? 50 videos a month, try doing that, plus Patreon, plus cameos, plus other places too. Okay, yeah, you try. Anyways, let's get this up to be really pretty. I'm just so mad right now. 1, 2, 3, bam! Yay! Look, my face is still red. When I get angry or hypoglycemic or lightheaded or something, oh, my shine bright like a diamond. It's a little bright. This looks really delicious though, I have to admit. Now, I did heat things up. I don't know if there'll still be a cheese pull, but honestly, I don't care. White Castle is very good, despite all the bickering I did in the intro. So if you skip the intro, let me tell you what's going on. Well, first of all, I don't want people to take this the wrong way, where they're like, ah, you're just not understanding of people struggling. Oh, how dare you say, oh, blah, 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 like, you have to put work into it. Some people are just mistreated. Some people are discriminated. Some people don't have the leg up like other people do. Now, let me tell you something I've never told anyone, ever. I've had 5 jobs. Well, 6 if you count being a violinist. 5 regular jobs. Regular.
Click the link down below to follow my Cameo, where I will make a special video just for you. We can also message each other too. Link below.
Before I became a mukbanger, I got fired from one of them for being gay. When I came out of the closet, my ex at the time also worked there and knew the manager. I got fired for being gay. Okay? I'm not gonna tell you where, because I don't want you guys tweeting them. I don't want you harassing them, because guess what? Guess what? It's perfectly legal. It's perfectly legal. In 27 states, actually. Even, I live in Florida now. Even in Florida, I could be fired because someone would be like, you know what? I don't like how you are, how you were born. I don't like any of that. So I'm not gonna, you can't work here now. I'm firing you for that reason. So don't tell me I don't know anything about prejudice or discrimination, okay? Half the country, legally, right now in 2021, is able to fire lesbians, transgender people, and gay people. And I might lose ad revenue from this video for saying those words, which just shows you, have you noticed I never say that word? I never say the word gay anymore, because my CPM drops. And you know what, I'm just showing you what exists, an underlying current in American society right now. Just showing you. And then the Pope, the Vatican yesterday said they don't believe in same gender relationships, it's sinful. Okay, yet they're eating pork, they're wearing leather, they're doing all these other things, whatever. A million other things that also were written, interpreted back how many years ago. But no, let's just focus on that part. So I actually do know something about discrimination and prejudice because it's actually legal in the United States of America right now. And let me tell you, you do your job, you do the best you can, and you show up, rain or shine, and you do what you can. You don't come to work and huff and puff and then start saying, life is so hard. No. You sometimes have to take accountability too. Guess what? I got fired from my job for coming out. I got fired. I got another job. All right. Now, this shouldn't come to surprise. I am a hustler. I'm the only mukbanger in the United States that actually posts every day. 50 times a month. The only one. So my actions speak for my words. I'm not gonna sit here and try to convince you I'm wonderful. I'm not. I have plenty of flaws just like you do too. But I do my best. I do my best. I care about doing stuff. You know, I just took a personality test. Did I tell you this already? I took a personality test. This is really good food, thank you. I was like EMGJ something. Basically, I was the commander personality, and it said my biggest. You know how some people get happiness out of like gardening, or happiness out of giving to others, or happiness out of receiving a lot of stuff, or happiness. They said my source of happiness, which is so accurate, is achievement. So I get we're all wired a little bit differently too, but however, a 12-year-old knows that you don't talk to people that way. You don't act like that at work. A 12-year-old would know not to do that. This person knows dang well that you don't look at them like, you should have seen how he handed me my drink. So it was like this. And then he gave me the receipt. And I'm like, thank you. He goes like this. What are you rolling your eyes at me for? I'm literally giving you your employer $50 right now. And you're gonna roll your eyes at me as if I'm stealing from you or something? No, I'm giving you money. It's just like, the reaction doesn't fit the scenario. Acting like I was telling him to run a marathon, to do something that would take a lot of strength or exert. I mean, it's 1 o'clock, you guys, right now. Anyway, let's do some cheese fries. Oh, so good. So I hope I'm not coming across as an entitled brat. I was not ever raised with a silver spoon in my mouth. I was not handed everything I ever wanted. For the past 3 years, but 3 years prior, I lived in Malaysia, Mexico, Guatemala, and Colombia, and Thailand. All developing nations. Okay, I used to live on $2 a day. Okay, so don't say, oh, you're just, I mean, I'm privileged in ways, but I've also been fired for who I am. My existence warranted being firing. So I have experience as well with being treated like I'm not human. You know what I mean? And it didn't stop me from doing my best. You think I just sat and pouted for my whole life? Well, no. I just can't stand when people become eternal victims and they hand you stuff at the drive-thru like this. Like, I felt scared. It was like very uncomfortable. No napkins, no fork, no straws. I have straws, luckily. They're not blue, they're red. Whatever. And before you criticize me, I'm also that same person that will call your manager if you exceed my expectations. Like I did for that lady at Taco Bell. And it almost brought tears to my eyes, and I felt so good doing it. You know what I mean? What you give is what you get in life. So much of the time. What you give is what you get. You guys, I've had my channels demonetized for 6 months at a time. My main channel has had the lowest CPM possible. A, it was from Colombia. B, my content was not as advertising friendly. I still made videos. I never abandoned my audience for 5 months of the year. I never told people, well, I'm gonna quit YouTube, you have to follow me on Patreon now. No, I have Patreon as an extra, but I'm still here. You know what I mean? My actions hopefully speak louder than what I'm saying to you right now. Okay? Okay? I hope it does. There's no reason to be made feel that way. This is so good. So, end rant. I don't want this to be all negative. But you know why my face is flushed? I'm very upset about that man that got attacked in the Uber. It just breaks my heart. It makes me so angry that people think it's okay to behave that way. There's no defense. There's no defense. Again, another example of an eternal victim. Everything is everyone else's fault. Give me a break. People walk around with no self-awareness. They don't realize that what they give is what they get. I mean, how hard is that to comprehend? So I'm donating $100. What's his name? GoFundMe Uber driver. I'm gonna butcher it. He has $101,000 raised. Beautiful. He deserves it. Sabahakar Kadka. For rent, food, and monthly bills. I mean, dang. Do you know how hard we would have to work for 100K? So, everything is a blessing in disguise. I mean, obviously. I mean, shoot. It's morally apprehensible. That people are even defending that girl. That her friends sat there and encouraged it for her to be racist. It makes no sense. So, they assaulted him. They coughed on him. They took off his mask. They took away his cell phone. And then he turns around to retrieve his property, and the girls on the side saying, "Don't touch her. Oh, don't you put your hands on her." Where was that voice of reason when your friend did those 4 things? Oh, just out the window. It's just disgusting. Oh, it makes me so upset. So anyways, see how heated I'm mad about that. I'm mad about the whole library situation. This woman, let me tell you about the library. This woman came into the library. And you know, there's just kind of this golden rule at the library that you keep your voices down, right? These are all so delicious. I love their chicken rings. Very good. Let's do some ketchup and some mustard. So anyways, here comes this woman. Now, I've never been to this library before. Hopefully I never have to go back. The upload speed was not that fast. But, long story short, you know, I walk in, I say, hi, I have my mask on, I go to the front desk, and I say, hi, I have my laptop with me. I'm looking to do some work on the internet. Where is an appropriate spot for me to go? And they tell me, go to this over here, number, what was it, 11? Number 11. If you guys live here, you might know the layout. You might be like, you know what desk I sat at. I was at number 11, okay? Where laptops could go. No, remember, this is my first time. I've never been here before. I follow the instructions to go to number 11. Well, there's already a stationary laptop owned by the library district there. So I just sat where the chair was, which was there, pulled out my computer and started uploading the video for you guys. So about 10-20 minutes goes by, maybe 15. And here comes this woman with a man. Her mask is off. Her nose is exposed. And she, you know, there's some, like I said, the unspoken golden rule is that you keep your voices down. You can speak. She's speaking as if she's alone in her house, kind of like how I am right now. And it's not kind words. And it's like, well, they told me to go over here. Well, I'm here. Well, this effer won't get off the chair. Well, he's just gonna sit there. Like I'm literally sitting down, waiting for my video to upload, and this woman comes, and she's like, this mother effer won't get up. He's just gonna sit there. He won't even try to move. I'm thinking like, is this for me to hear? Is this your way of saying, hi, you're in my spot? Is this, I mean, where is this acceptable language? I mean, shoot, there's always gonna be problems in life, but again, what you give is what you receive. Now, I'm not someone to instigate or fight back, so I'm not, how I am to you right now in private is never how I'll be in public. I'll be like, excuse you, like, trying to, you know, I'm not confrontational in real life. On the internet, sure, because you have the safety factor, but in real life, no. So I'm thinking like, I'm just sitting there kind of silent because she's saying a lot of different stuff, a lot of bad words, and it's very loud. And I'm just kind of like, I look at her, I look down, I look at her. I'm thinking like, do I say something? Then she starts tugging on the cord to my computer. She starts tugging on it. I say, oh, I'm sorry, that's my computer. Again, just touches my stuff. And she's like, you're in her spot. We are supposed to be here. Is this your computer? I'm like, that's my computer. Am I in her spot? And she goes, well, you ain't trying to move anyway, so I'm not even gonna bother. I'm like, no one asked me to move? Or did you ask me to move? Would you like me to move? Like, speak with kindness. Speak like, I can't. She looked like she was maybe 30s, 40s. There's no way that she doesn't know. That's not how you speak to a stranger. That's not how you speak to a stranger. And as if she's writing a book report. He sat there and he won't move. He won't even try to move. That's what she said. I'm the he. I'm sitting there. I'm listening to her say out loud, looking at the wall above me, he won't move. He won't even try to move. He just sit there. And I'm like, I guess she's referring to me. Is this her way of asking me to move? Am I in the wrong spot perhaps? I'm new here. Do I say something? She looks pretty agitated. I don't want to make her more agitated. So I just sat there in silence. And then she starts pulling on my plug by the computer. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, that's my computer. And then she keeps going and saying a lot of bad words. Luckily, and the man was just sitting behind her, letting her speak. And I'm like, I'm uncomfortable. So then the librarian comes over, one of the assistants, really nice guy. And he's like, are you guys assigned number 11? And then she starts saying that, well, I'm not trying to do this. He won't even give out. He just sit there. He thinks he just thinks he's better than us. And she's saying a lot of bad words in between this, which I'm not going to say on YouTube. And I'm thinking, what the heck is the librarian thinking? And then he looks at me and says, were you assigned this seat? Apparently you have to get a number, and they have numbers on all the stations. They're trying to keep people very separate for the you-know-what pandemic. Mind you, her mask is off, and she's like this close, because the table's only this skinny. It only fits the laptop, and it's a long table. And she's on the other side, so it's like, I feel the air coming my way. I'm like, oh my God, this is so uncomfortable. And I said, I went to the resource services, and they told me to come to this section. They told me number 11. I'm just, I followed their orders. If I'm on the wrong spot, I'll move. Well, apparently, it's such a long table. The one that had this side of the table that had the computer was where people could come to use the computer. If you have your own laptop, you have to go on the other side of the table, 7-8 feet away, and plug yourself in there. I didn't know that. There wasn't a sign. If there was, I didn't happen to see it. So I said, oh, okay, no worries. I'll scoot down. Meanwhile, the lady has took off. The lady has took off. And she's like, so loud. And there's plenty of people. I mean, by the way, it's kind of full. I mean, there's a line to get like your ticket number. I didn't get a ticket number. There's one place where you get a number to go to a computer, another place where it's called reader services or something like that. And I was told to go there. But I went in the computer section of the table, not the laptop section of the table. See what I'm saying? So she's going off. There's a lot of people here. No one else is acting like this. I'm sure they're all frustrated in their own way. This keyboard doesn't work. This person's not returning my email. I'm upset doing my book report. I mean, people are always upset in life multiple times a day. But they know not to voice it out loud like a dang circus show. You know, this is not an exhibition. This is not a performance. This is a library, and even if it wasn't a library, I mean, speak to people kind of directly. It makes people more uncomfortable. It makes people it doesn't help. It doesn't help. So anyways, I literally was like, okay, lickety split. I pack up my stuff, I scoot down, I go to the other side. I'm like, oh no wonder she was mad. I was in her spot. She could have talked to me, she could have asked me, she could have questioned, she could have not just put her hands on my computer like it's hers. Like, it's just like bypassing all these just common sense etiquette, you know. So I'm like, whatever, it's okay. So I'm sitting there waiting for and then maybe 10 minutes goes by. And I hear her coming back. Because you can hear her entering. It's like a choo-choo train from like the other side of the tunnel. I'm like, I didn't even have to turn around to see who it was. I knew it was her. I need to get my shirt that says, what are you looking at, lady? So funny. Which, by the way, I need one that says, what are you looking at, man, too, because I just dealt with a rude guy at White Castle. So she comes huffing and puffing. I couldn't make out a lot of it. Her mask is halfway off. She's upset. It's also far away. I'm trying not to eavesdrop too bad. But I heard her reference me again as he, kind of like, not like when you look at someone, hi, can you move? Are you in my spot? Were you told to go here? And it's like, well, he was meant to go here. He's in my spot. He won't even try to move. He thinks he's so great. Like, that's weird behavior. Anyway, she's saying that type of stuff as she's walking. I don't look at her. She goes to her end of the computer. Well, then she can't do a PDF. And something about Adobe can't make Adobe work because the computer laptop that she was trying to use didn't have Adobe software. She was trying to edit stuff in the thing, and she had to print it. She didn't know what printer it went to. The librarian came. A total of three visits to her end of the table to try to help her, calm her down. And everything's just like, this is ridiculous. This is awful. This is just not okay. Kind of how I act when I'm in the car. Like, I feel like a peasant. You guys, that's clearly an act to be funny. This is entertainment value. This is a YouTube video. I hope people don't watch me do this in my videos and then say, oh, that's just how to act in real life. No. She was acting like how I act when I don't get my way. But no one's laughing. She's not paid to do it. It's not a televised event. It's literally a public space. And she felt like everyone was out to get her. Again, eternal victim. I was watching this episode of Hoarders. The mother was blaming all of her children. One of them was so cute. And her husband for why her house was a wreck. It was disgusting, up to the ceiling. Stuff that she collected, that she brought in, and said the reason why was because of her children. You might know this episode. One of her kids had to sleep in a chair because they couldn't even get into their bedroom. It was so jam-packed of stuff and clutter. And she just had this disgusting attitude. You might know this episode. Horrible. Eternal victim. And her husband was a firefighter. And the host of Hoarders, she was like, why don't you ever stand up to your wife? You are the man of the house. You're a firefighter. If you had to go rescue someone from a dangerous situation in a house like this, what would you feel and think? He would be like, yeah, it's dangerous. They can't find the door. They have to go through all these little passageways. Hoarders is very sad because it's not just a physical issue. Like, I collect stuff, I don't throw stuff away. It's a mental issue. I need this stuff because if I get rid of it, the world will end type of mentality. Well, this lady was just off her rocker, blaming everyone. Do you know who she looked? I'm trying to think who she looked like from like a movie. Really skinny, like grayish brown hair, gaunt face. She kind of looked like the Wicked Witch of the West, except she wasn't green. She was white. Not green. And she was like upset, like eyes bulging out of the head. She just was angry. Her hair was in a... And I remember watching that and I was like so sad for the kids who had to be blamed for their mom's hoarding issue. They didn't go and buy the stuff. She bought the stuff. Anyway, eternal victims. Eternal victims. So she's this lady at the library sitting there huffing and puffing, still saying stuff out loud. Nothing about me anymore. I don't even meet them in the eyeballs. I'm not even looking at them anymore. It's like one of those stray dogs that if you look at them, like don't meet eye contact with the dog. It'll pop out and get you. Look the other way. You know what I mean? That's a good rule to have. If there's a dog without a leash, if there's a dog without a leash, or it's barking, or it's aggressive, or you have to pass by it, don't look at it in the eyes.
Click the link down below to follow my Cameo, where I will make a special video just for you. We can also message each other too. Link below.
And that's how I saw this lady. That's kind of mean. But, like, I don't want to look at her in the eyes. I don't, because it's going to come and bark at me. Like, fearful. Like, imagine living with someone like that, where you're afraid of them. So weird. And then, while I was sitting there, I was watching on my phone with my headphones, the Uber driver story. And I just got angry all over again. And then I went to White Castle, and the guy was giving me death glares for no reason and forgot a lot of stuff. No food though, that's good. No food got forgotten. Like, I'm gonna kill you type of look. It was so intense for me. I'm like, you know, I'm just gonna go. I'm not gonna ask for the ranch. Nope. So that's why I am the way I am today. I have my reasonings. This food is so good. White Castle, unfortunately, is so good. I think I like it more than Checkers. Checkers has better French fries, but these are good. But Checkers does not have good burgers. Their burgers are great. I'm not gonna lie, I love the cutesiness of it all. I love how cutesy these sandwiches boxes are. Cutesy, cutesy. You know, I actually really like that. And the internet not working. also got me upset. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, those french fries are cold and they're so good. You can't say that about a lot of places. Cold fries, so good. Burger King, ugh. Their cold fries are so bad. And their chicken rings are delicious, nice and soft. Let's do ketchup and mustard. Do you ever feel bad for society? Sometimes I feel guilty that I'm like aiding with the dumbing down people, you know? Given my major and my interests and the things that I like I feel kind of like guilty that I'm doing something. But you know, I talked to a very wise person, a very successful person, a CEO, multimillionaire type of person, and he told me that I should not feel guilty for being an entertainer. There's no guilt in that. Your job is not to convince the whole world to act and think a certain way or to inspire them to do anything, because you will never accomplish that. And if you're in the media, what sells is not discourse. I mean, maybe some topics and some very big channels perhaps, but it's too late. I didn't build that up. Sorry, this died. This went from like rant and rage to like serious connect with my viewers hour. Excuse me. Hi. Hopefully these chairs don't fall. Yeah, entertainment is needed, valued, appreciated, and not a bad thing. You know what I mean? It's like you could really stretch what I was trying to say and be like, well, action movies are bad because it encourages people to blow things up. You know, suspense is bad because it encourages people to do mischievous things. No. We can be entertained and not have to go repeat them. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about all of this. Just an upsetting mood, and I was hungry on top of it all, like very, very hungry. Let's do ketchup and mustard on my chicken ring. Oh. And I love their onion fries. It's like a bloomin' onion. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Better than Burger King onion rings. Better than Sonic onion rings. Better than Carl's Jr. because they're soft. Not as good as Buffalo Wild Wings, but those are special because they're beer battered. I think Red Robin's still my favorite because it's really crispy but very greasy, which is a combo you don't see often. Rant over. Now let's be grateful. Grateful for the things that I have and the things that I've worked hard for. I get we all have bad days. Trust me. You've seen. I guess I'm kind of privileged in the fact that my bad days are a form of entertainment. They're a form of art. If I'm having a horrible day and I feel like cursing up a storm and throwing food and shaving my head on camera, I'm going to be rewarded for it because that's what happens in the entertainment business. So I am privileged in the sense that my bad days become more work, become rewarded with views and money and subscribers and stuff. So I recognize that, but I wasn't always doing this, and I'm almost 30 years old, so I've had a lot of experience doing other things. So I also know on the other breath that there's a time and place for everything. I hope I'm not preachy in this video. I actually can't stand preachy people. So I hope I'm not preachy. I'm not telling you how to live. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you what to believe or think. I'm telling you my experience today and how I understand the scope of that reality of going to work, doing a job that you don't necessarily like, etc., etc. What I can't relate to or understand the scope of is how those girls behaved in that Uber ride. I'll never understand that. Never understand that. And the saddest part is that a lot of people understand that. She's getting a lot of sympathy and, oh, you were defending yourself. Oh, you're a poor little girl. You were just scared. You're defending yourself. Well, he started it like they're trying to validate. So there's people that do understand that, and usually it comes from a background and upbringing and environment, etc., of not so great stuff. Not so great stuff. And they're too proud to admit that it's not that great because they don't want to be told that they're wrong. Anyways, and so I didn't get the cheese sliders. As you notice, these are still very good. There's still more fries. Is this the whole menu? Do you know? They have a lot of flavors of these sliders. I don't think they have a chicken sandwich. I don't think they have like tacos and nachos and stuff like that. Oh, shoot. I should have announced this in the beginning. Nick, when you're in this, make a little announcement. Make a creative announcement and be angry. Well, I'll announce it again. I'm gonna go dine at some famous restaurants inside the restaurant and take you out on a date with me. Get 3 courses. There'll be no edits. There'll be no worried about copyright music or bad lighting or having to do a great thumbnail. It's just me in a restaurant, and we're gonna do a live mukbang in a restaurant. Well, not live, it's gonna be recorded. I'll put it up for you on my Patreon. So I've been posting a lot ever since I got here. A lot. Pretty much it's averaging every day, at least on one of the tiers. Every day a tier gets something, usually. And if a day goes by, 2 days goes by, boom, I post like 5 things. Now, that's not normal. I mean, I'm juggling all these channels. I would break. It's just coming from a place of excitement and doing something new. So, typically it's once a week for every tier, which is already more than the Patreon average, by the way. The average Patreon creator uploads 1 to 2 times a month. That's a statistic provided by Patreon itself, patreon.com. They said about 1 to 2 times a month as the average upload frequency. So I'm well beyond it. However, I'm so excited to be taking you guys to a restaurant. I'm only announcing it because I feel like a lot of people haven't joined my Patreon, or they want for me to build it up for a couple months. I've had it for almost half a year now. There's hundreds of videos, and I'm taking you out to eat with me. A date. So get on your heels, get on your tuxedos, put on your fancy jewelry, nice perfume. We're going out for a night out together. I might vlog a little bit, but we're gonna go to a restaurant and dine. I'm even thinking about taking an Uber there. Wearing my mask, not treating them disrespectfully. Taking an Uber there so I could drink a little bit at the restaurant too. Don't you guys love that? Well, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. The first fast food hamburger chain in America. I did hear about that. White Castle was the first brand chain in America, way before McDonald's. I watched a video about White Castle and how all these restaurants, what's the word, superseded, they kind of like, they took over and they became international presence. White Castle refuses to become that big mainstream. They like to be family owned, family operated, small scale, but focus on quality. They should focus on hiring happier people, but the food is very good, I have to say that. Very, 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 very delicious. So good. I'm praying that these chairs don't break. I was just feeling down there, I'm like, it's wobbling. I must say though, it's pricey for what you're getting. The thinnest slice of meat, I mean, this was $50, this would be $30. Maybe less at another place. The meat is the thinnest slice of meat you'll ever see on a cheeseburger. It's this big and it costs the same as a regular double cheeseburger from McDonald's. It's expensive to me. I mean, $4. Actually, no, onion rings are always expensive. I can't stop eating. This happened last time I ate here. I just couldn't put the food down. It's very tasty. Oh, like I should not be eating this much, but I am. Keep going for the fries too. Lesson of the day, be nice to people, be kind, greet someone with a smile, and if you're not having a good day, fake it till you make it, because what you do can impact others and how they feel, you know, and you can add to their level of stress if they're already having a bad day like I was. Come home, and that's when you can let your guard down, but not in work, not in public, not at the library, not at the drive-thru. You'll notice one thing about me: when I'm angry, I never bring myself to that point where I will be angry to another human being in public. At the drive-thru, on the phone, even on the phone if I'm upset. I've recorded like me like, wah, 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 wah. But it's always polite, you know. Always polite. When I circle back to the drive-thru, hello. I'm sorry, I was just here 20 minutes ago or so. And the french fries I ordered were not in the bag. Okay, thank you very much. You know, it's always still polite. I'm full, but it's so good. One last onion ring. Their onion rings are so good. But it's not a ring. It's a fry. White Castle. Love White Castle. And I've just been unlucky in my time. I've done 2 White Castles since I arrived here. And both times, I thought the first time with the lady, she was polite. She was nice about it. Sorry, the battery died. I had to change my battery again. Like I was saying, my first experience at White Castle, I sat in line for a half hour and then boom, there was like a fire drill and I wasn't able to order anything. So I left. I went to Jack in the Box. You all saw that video. The second attempt to go to White Castle was great, delicious. You saw the video. The cashier was very polite, very kind, patient, but I felt, well, first of all, they forgot a bunch of things and I had to circle back around and they were kind of like looking at the tray and like, because I had it all displayed on, I ate in the car, I had it displayed on the tray and they were like, what's going on? They brought the manager, I asked for the receipt. But that was not anything worth even mentioning compared to what happened today. That was really uncomfortable, how they made me feel. So I guess it's White Castle's fine. Maybe the guy was having a bad day. Maybe he stubbed his toe really hard. And he just has this aching, persistent throbbing in his toe. You know, I'd be a little cranky too, not gonna lie. So I want to try to get beef, but good thing I had straws here. You know, stuff, I mean, good stuff like that. Good thing I had straws. Yeah, the lady, the first time I went to White in the Box. Oh my God, that sounds really weird. White Castle. It was nice. I could be a manager of a restaurant. You know, my local KFC in Orlando, I give them so much thanks. To the point where I thought about buying them Christmas cards. Remember that? Remember that? I decided not to because of the, you know what? I stopped going out that much. But I was literally considering getting them gift cards. The workers at KFC, because they were polite. They were kind. If they forgot something, they made it up to you. Da, da, da. And their manager, it just had a very positive, respectful work environment. I could tell when I would like sit there and listen to the manager, walk around, speak to what, you know, at the window you can kind of peer in and look, see what's going on. You know, and I feel like once a month I go on like a little rage about fast food and work ethic and responsibility and accountability and lack of all those things I just said. It feels like once a month I kind of explode and the ticker goes off. Boom, and I'm over, you know, I'm over it. I like to get it out and tell people. And again, I just see myself back when I used to work in restaurants, you know, and I had some coworkers that kind of like schlepped their feet around and kind of moped from side to side. And I remember back in that day, I was like, you know, you're not going to go anywhere with that. You're just not. And you can have whatever excuse you want to have, like, I'm gay and I could get fired for being here. Or I didn't come from a wealthy family. I really want a new cell phone. I can't afford it. The society makes it hard for me. You know, we all have our obstacles in so many different ways. But if you're schlepping around, I remember he used to drag his feet. I'm thinking about one of the restaurants I used to work. He used to drag his feet. And I think like, we're not going to go anywhere. You have to pick your feet up. despite the hardships, despite the obstacles they'll be thrown at you. You know, and this, I did not get fired from the restaurant, but not gonna say where. Some people might know. I think maybe I've said this in the past already. Back when I was not having this many viewers, I probably was less careful, like talking about that type of stuff. But now I'm a little more mindful, where it's like, oh, I have 1 million followers now. I should take this with a greater responsibility, because I don't want 1 million people blowing up some employer that, you know, fired me. Maybe they changed their policy. Probably not, because it's still legal. Probably not, knowing him. No. Oh my God, I kind of want to say no. But, you know, you gotta pick your feet up and march forward and do the best you can. Do your best and forget the rest. And that's how I became the #1 watched American mukbang channel on YouTube. Dun 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 dun. Okay. Drive, ambition, work ethic, responsibility. A little drama, a little edginess, a little controversial, a little walking the line, some mistakes, but I never gave up in it. I never let my setbacks or my obstacles prevent me from getting the most out of life in any situation, whether it's YouTube, violin, getting into schools, applying to schools. I used to do Irish step dancing when, you know, I remember I broke my ankle. Was it my left one or my right one? I was in a walking cast, okay? I was not supposed to be doing the Irish jig, and you know what? I still begged my parents to take me to Irish step dance class, and I used to do the motions so I would be in sync with everyone else. You know what I mean? It's like if you're sick and you don't go to school, some people choose to study while they're sick, or they take the initiative themselves, be like, hey, teacher, please bring me the assignments. I want to do the work at home. I want to stay on task. Some people use that as like an excuse to be like, oh, I don't have to think about school for a week. Yes. I literally, and my parents actually, I mean, they were paying for it, but it was per lesson. I didn't have to go, you know. I'm the one that begged my parents to take me. What, that might have been a little dangerous too, while your bone's healing. Oh no, I think we asked the doctor, and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. Oh, set myself up for that one. We went to the doctor, and the doctor said, I remember well, how old was I? 10? I think if it was harmful, my parents wouldn't have let me do it. I think he said you could do some soft dancing with the walking cast, because it was made for movement anyway. Yeah, because the joints that bend and are you allow your knees bending. Oh, see, now I have pain in my knee just thinking about this. But it was my ankle. I think it was my ankle. Ankle or foot. It was I think my ankle. I don't even remember which one. Anyways, I still went to class and I still did the Irish step dancing with a walking cast on with a broken ankle. Okay? That's always been my personality. So, but I'm also not like, I've had to work hard for stuff. I've had to work really hard. You know, I got my 3rd channel. It was on punishment for 6 months. And right now it has the low CPM on earth. I could have quit YouTube. I could have stopped posting. I still posted every week. Most people would have been like, peace. I made $20 for that mukbang. Peace. No, I still did it. I still did. Do you know how many times I've had to start over my channels? 5 times. Okay? If I'm rejected, if someone tells me no, I don't let that keep me back. So, bye! I hope I wasn't braggadocious in this. I'm kind of just talking about my experience and how I am, and how I wish people would be nicer at the drive-thru. Goodbye. That's it.
A big thank you to my patrons for supporting this video, and a bigger thank you to my new executive producer, Leslie Jeppesen. If you'd like to become a producer and help support my channels, or if you just want to join the community to see what else I'm posting, come on over to my Patreon by clicking the link down below. You must be age 18 or older. And for something even more personal, gift yourself a personalized video just for you. Or book a video for someone and surprise them. We can also DM each other and chat one-on-one. So if you want to watch even more content from me, come follow my Patreon. But if you want a personalized video or just want to talk, come over to my Cameo. Patreon and Cameo are both linked down below. Thank you so much. Bye.